Squad Busters is a very good and popular game, and it's going global soon, but it only has 27 busters, characters, brawls, I don't care, it only has 27 of the characters in the game. So I thought, why don't I, with a big brain I have, make 15 more? I know about the leaks that there have been for some new characters, and I made the base of most of these before that was out. So I'm kind of just going with my own ideas, but I hope you guys do enjoy, because I think this is pretty good and I think I've cooked. So we're just going to get straight into them, and I've done 5 for Brawl Stars, 5 for the Clash Universe, 2 Heyday, a Boom Beach, and then you'll see for the rest. But we're just going to go straight into it with the busties, and we're starting with Piper. Basically, she would have a damage increase based on how far away they are. So if people are further away in the ring, they would hit for more. So obviously that's very good. Her 2-star would make it when she busts 5 opponents. Yeah, we're saying bust. Funny word. They drop bombs on their feet and basically like go into the air for a few seconds, making them invulnerable. And their 3-star would make this happen quicker, because obviously you want Piper to be outputting as much damage as possible, but would drop double the bombs. So it would go from 4 or 3 to 6 or 8, depending on how you'd want to balance it. I also want to say, if this is just like unbalanced in any way, you're wrong. My opinion is objectively right. What I mean to say though is that just, you know, don't take it too seriously. I'm a concept maker. I'm not actually, but like, this is a concept. So like, don't take this as Lord and God and Supercell Jesus, because I'm not Supercell Jesus. We're going to Crow now, because I think Crow would also be a good one. I've got to say the rarity, by the way. Piper would be a rare, Crow would be an epic. Crow would basically leave a poison effect to opponents, but it'd be very squishy and very low health, so he wouldn't be good at as like a main fighter like a Barbarian or an El Primo. And he would basically, for his 2-star, he would slow foes hit by the attack for 3 seconds, obviously a nod to his gadget. And the 3-star would be kind of like Mortis, where he would gain lifesteal per foe poisoned. So I don't know the exact amount of health, but like, he would get more health for like the poison. Next we've got a common, and it's Barley. Barley would be able to attack over anything. So if someone's in the ring, it doesn't matter where they are, they will get hit by Barley if obviously you've stopped your attack. And they would go for the furthest opponent away. So say there's like a group of like 6 people, it would purposely go for the furthest one away. It would be like made to track that way. The 2-star would just make the attack radius larger, and the 3-star would make it even larger. So nothing too unique. It is a common, so I didn't really think I'd go too far out with that one. We've got the 4th, which is Jean, who would be a rare. And Jean would have a weak attack that splits up out of the range circle. So if you tried to hit someone in the circle, and say they run out for example, it would split off into small bits outside of that circle. The 2-star would grab an enemy after defeating 4 foes, and the 3-star would grab up to 3 enemies after defeating 4 foes. Obviously a nod to the hypercharge. And we've got the final one. You guys are gonna like this one. I've got Hank, who would be an epic. And I think his mechanic would be quite cool. He'd basically charge a bubble while in like the attack mode, and as soon as you move, the bubble would pop. And it would charge for a long time, like maybe like 3 seconds to fully charge. So like, he would be good if you're fully investing in a fight. So the longer you should still, the more damage he does. And I don't really know what his 2-star and 3-star would be, but I'm thinking just incorporate the super. So like, after defeating 4 foes, it like uses the fish torpedo as his next attack. I don't really know, but that's the Brawl Stars list. So now we're going to get to the Clash Universe. I've also gone 5 for them. I picked the amount of characters I'd bring over and the rarities based on the proportions we currently have in the game. And I didn't add like any new rarities. Like I could have said like Hank's a legendary or something, because they probably will add legendaries eventually, but I decided not to. So we've got next the Phoenix, who would be an epic. And upon death, the Phoenix becomes an egg. If destroyed within 3 seconds, it fully dies. Otherwise, it respawns with 50% of its health back. The 2-stars would make it revive the first defeated enemy in your team. Obviously, that's like alive when it spawns, with 30% health. And the 3-stars would revive the first defeated ally with 100% health. So, quite an interesting one. Second one is from Clash of Clans, and it's the Grand Warden. It's long range. Upon defeating 5 enemies, it would grant an ally a 25% health buff as a shield. And the 2 stars would be, on being chosen, it applies rage to your team for 7 seconds. Obviously a good support and a good like early game option if like you want to just get rage on immediately. And the 3 stars would make it so it would also apply invincibility to your team for 5 seconds after being chosen. So basically, it would be very good on its spawn, but it wouldn't be as good afterwards. Like, you want to get as much value in after picking it, basically. But yeah, the next one is another common, and it's the Giant, and its mechanic is that it has a lot of health. Yeah, it has the most health in the game. That's literally the main mechanic. And it would basically launch a stun attack every 5 hits. Kind of a reference to Clash Mini, because that's kind of what it did for one of its star abilities. And the 3 star would now launch the stun attack every 3 hits now. If you can't tell, I'm making the comments kind of like expanding on the 2 star attack for the 3 star. That's kind of what I've done, because I feel like this shouldn't be complicated, because they're common, you know. Next we got the Miner. This is probably my favourite one of all of them that I made. And it would be a rare, and it would be underground when not attacking, so it would not be able to be targeted. When not attacking. So when it's running around, it would not be able to be targeted, because it would be underground. And when 2 stars, the whole mechanic for him is when alone. So when alone, he would move 15% faster at 2 stars. And for 3 stars, he would also move 30% faster when he's fused. So, he basically would be invincible if it's just him and you're always moving. But like, you can't damage people, you can't kill monsters, you can't really do anything if he's just moving around. So the whole point is like, you do have a safety net, but there's not really much value coming from the safety net, except just not dying. We've got another common now, being the Firecracker, who would just be able to splash onto multiple people at once. We don't really have that. So just like being able to hit people for multiple times. The best we have is Dynamite, and Dynamite kind of sucks, so Firecracker would be good. The 2 star would make it so the effect of being splashed would leave on the ground, kind of like a Barley attacking Brawl Stars, for example, or kind of like the Evolution Firecracker, how it stays on the ground. And the 3 star would just make that happen for longer, so say it was 3 seconds before, that's kind of a long time, but maybe 1.5 at 2 star and 3 star, 3 seconds at 3 star, if that makes sense. I'm really rambling, but you get what I mean. Next, we have the 2 characters I kind of like. It's separate. We don't actually have any characters from this game in Squad Busters at the moment, unless you count the ones that are also in other games. But I think they should add them, since this game is coming to Clash Royale. It is Clash Mini. I've brought 2 characters over who I thought would be the best fit to start off with. I also think the Diffuser would be a good fit, but I didn't mention them, because disarming an attack would be a very cool mechanic to have. But I have gone with the Swordsman, which would be a common, and they would have low health and basically a very slow hit speed. But when they defeat 5 foes at 2 stars, they would do a slash attack that hits 8 times, so it would be very, very strong. So it wouldn't be very good at 1 star, but it would be kind of busted at 2 star, and it would be even more busted at 3 star, because on boast with the slash attack, it would instantly recharge the slash. So basically this slash attack, if you've seen from Clash Mini, like, he goes pretty bad without the super, but then when he gets it, he goes ba 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 ba, and he'd basically do that at 2 stars and 3 stars. He might also have to have it at 1 star to make him at least viable at 1 star, but if he did, probably make the 2 star where it doubles the amount of times he slashes, so he only slashes like 4 times at 1 star, and then he's 8 at 2 and 3. But yeah, it doesn't really matter, because it is just a concept, so like things would change. So next Clash Mini character would be the Shield Maiden, who would also be a common. And after defeating 5 enemies, it would stay in place, taunting enemies with an 80% damage reflection shield for 3 seconds. Which basically, if you don't understand Japanese, it would mean that you get to have it take all the damage for you. Kind of like a replacement for the Giant, if you wanted to use it like that. And I think that the 2 star would be where it just reflects a higher amount. So like, say it was reflecting 80%, which I think is what I went with. Maybe it goes 90, and then it goes for 100% at 3 star. So it's like, it's 100% going to reflect all the damage. or they could increase the duration of it if they wanted to. As for the final 3 characters, we're starting off with Boom Beach with the Rifleman. This would be the only character from Boom Beach that I'm adding because, to be honest, I'm gonna just say it now, I haven't played Boom Beach or Heyday, so I've kind of just gone with what was like most popular, and obviously, as I said, I've gone with a Rifleman. So he would be a epic, and he would be a range troop which takes reduced damage or deals increased damage to or with spells. So he's kind of like a good pair for the wizard, and his additions would kind of be very similar to the wizard too. His 2-star would make it so you can hold 2 spells at once. I think this would be kind of diverse. You could be able to swap them, kind of like the item boxes in like Mario Kart Double Dash and Mario Kart 8. And you could like swap what place you want to have. So say you have a bomb and a freeze, you can like swap them around. You can throw both at the same time. You can do whatever. And then his 3-star would make it so you granted a random spell on a fusion. So that would just, you know, it would make him very good with the wizard and it would pair well. The other 2 we have are the Cow and Angus, both from Heyday. I wanted to have another animal because obviously the chicken's already in the game, and I feel like the main point of Heyday is animals. It's a farming game. What would you expect? And I'm going to be honest, I don't know enough about Heyday at all to even make a proper prediction. But from what I saw, these were just the 2 most popular picks. Well, Angus was the most popular Heyday pick, and then I added the Cow because Cow funny. But yeah, that's basically it. So I just want to say like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the concepts. Don't hate me in the comments if any of them are super broken, because I'm not a balancing guy, as I said. Just politely call me bad. Goodbye.